Good evening, I'm Ashim Kumar and you're watching Ukraine Brief on TVP World. It's been 1,343 days since the start of the Russian full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Russia continues its daily attacks on Ukraine, mostly targeting regions along the front line, using Shahed-type drones, glide bombs, artillery and other weapons. Overnight, Russian forces launched 38 attack drones, with Ukrainian air defences intercepting 26, while the remaining 12 struck 4 locations. In the North Chernihiv region, Russian drone strikes hit at least 3 locations, causing fires and damaging buildings. No casualties were reported. In the east of the Donetsk region, 1 person was killed and another wounded in Russian attacks over the past 24 hours. Russia continues its deliberate strikes on civilian and residential areas, destroying homes and infrastructure, including apartment and administrative buildings in Ukraine-controlled parts of the Donetsk region. In the Zaporizhia region, 1 person was killed and 3 others were injured as Russian forces carried out drone, rocket and artillery strikes, once again damaging civilian infrastructure, apartment buildings, homes and vehicles. In the Kherson region, 1 person was killed and 9 others were wounded, including 3 police officers, after Russian forces shelled residential areas of Kherson city today at around 4:30 a.m. local time. The attacks also damaged private homes, vehicles and garages. Russia attacked a Ukrainian military vehicle near the front line, wounding a journalist from the German media outlet Welt and killing a Ukrainian soldier. According to Welt, a Russian drone struck a Ukrainian military vehicle 25 to 30 kilometers away from the front line in eastern Ukraine, injuring a Welt reporter who was accompanying a Ukrainian air defense unit at the time. The drone, identified as a Russian Lancet model, hit the vehicle, killing 1 Ukrainian soldier and seriously wounding another. According to Welt, a local producer was hit by shrapnel in both legs and underwent emergency surgery, while a cameraman sustained minor injuries. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy met today in Kyiv with Dutch Foreign Minister David van Weel. Zelenskyy said Ukrainian and European officials are set to meet at the end of the week to discuss a ceasefire plan.
Everyone understands that after a ceasefire, with an understanding of security guarantees, it will be very difficult for Russia to renew its aggression if there are strong security guarantees. That's why this plan is focused on this. I think our advisors are going to meet within the next few days. We preliminarily agreed for Friday, Saturday. They're going to discuss the details of this plan.
Ukraine's State Bureau of Investigation has detained Volodymyr Kudrytskyi, the former head of the state-owned energy grid operator Ukrenergo. Ukraine's State Bureau of Investigation has detained the former head of Ukrenergo on suspicion of defrauding the company of state funds. The arrest comes a week after a raid on Kudrytskyi's home, which he claimed was organized by his opponents to, quote, send him a message.
The former chairman of the board was detained on suspicion of committing a criminal offense. Fraud was carried out by a group of individuals acting in conspiracy on a large scale. The charges carry a sentence of up to 12 years in prison, along with confiscation of property.
Ukrainian media outlet Ukrainska Pravda reported, citing its own sources, that current officials may be seeking to blame former leaders for failing to protect critical energy infrastructure. Kudrytskyi himself linked his dismissal to what he described as the authorities' quote, desire to tighten control over the company. A new UN inquiry report has documented hundreds of Russian drone attacks targeting civilians in the Ukrainian region of Kherson. The UN Independent International Commission of Inquiry on Ukraine has released a report confirming extensive Russian drone attacks on civilians in the Ukrainian regions of Kherson, Mykolaiv and Dnipropetrovsk. The report documents deliberate strikes on civilian homes, ambulances, fire brigades and other infrastructure, including dropping hand grenades on people in streets and gardens, often captured in videos and photos posted on Russian Telegram channels boasting of the destruction.
Short-range drone attacks have caused killing, destruction in the areas around the front line. We have found in this recent report that these attacks against civilian and civilians' objects amount to crimes against humanity.
The Commission has further concluded that these attacks were committed as part of a coordinated policy to drive out civilians from those territories and amount to the crime against humanity of forcible transfer of population. The attacks have spread terror among the civilian population and violated the human right to life and other fundamental human rights, the report stated. And that's all from Ukraine, but stay with us here on TVP World. Lots more coming up. Goodbye.